At Berry Plastics, the nature of our business presents certain safety concerns. It's up to each of us as individuals to remain alert to these concerns and follow basic procedures to ensure a safe workplace for everyone. Obviously, we can't cover all the rules, but we can provide an overview of your basic responsibilities. It takes true teamwork to achieve a high level of safety. We ask that your level of commitment to physical and environmental safety become the standard by which other companies aspire. At Berry, we want our policy to be people first, safety always. The corporate safety, health, and environmental policy, as stated by Berry Plastics President and Chief Executive Officer Ira Boots, is very clear. Berry Plastics Corporation and its subsidiaries are committed to conducting our operations with the highest regard for the safety and health of our employees, the public, our customers, and the protection and preservation of property and the environment. It's recognized that accidents, fires, spills, and other disruptive incidents damage the orderly performance of our business, increase our operating costs, and waste corporate assets. In addition, they threaten the quality work environment which we offer our employees and the quality products and services that we offer our customers. Because we care about our employees and strive to provide a safe workplace, we have incorporated our safety and environmental programs into our operating system to provide more efficient results and clear direction. We believe that accidental losses can be controlled through good management practices and active employee involvement. It's the direct responsibility of all Berry employees to maintain a safe work environment for themselves, their coworkers, and the general public. Achievement of a safe workplace and environmental protection requires the full dedication and daily commitment of our employees. Thank you for your help. Simply put, Berry Plastics has the responsibility to provide you with a safe workplace and the necessary information in order to maintain a superior level of safety. And you, the employees, have the responsibility not only to report any safety concerns to your supervisor, but also to use this information to maintain a safe workplace. Remember, safety's not just a policy, it's a responsibility. One of the most important aspects of safety is personal protective equipment, known simply as PPE. The proper equipment for the proper situation will reduce or even eliminate your chances for injury and illness. Proper use and maintenance of this equipment should be practiced in order to maximize safety for everyone. Types of PPE include foot protection. Steel-toed shoes are required to be worn by group leaders, assistant group leaders, lead persons, and material handlers. All employees in maintenance. All employees in the tool room. All employees in materials and blending. And all employees in shipping and receiving. A reimbursement will be provided for all employees required to wear steel-toed shoes.
See your supervisor or safety manager for details.
Next, and a very important PPE component, are safety glasses with side shields. Every Berry employee is required to wear safety glasses and side shields that meet ANSI Z87.1 standards. Safety glasses are provided to all employees at no cost to them and will be replaced under normal use. However, if lost, employees must pay for replacement.
Again, see your supervisor or safety manager for particular information about requirements and replacement of safety glasses.
Hearing protection is another important component of PPE. Hearing protection may vary by plant, but is typically required in all production areas and is provided to employees at no cost and is replaced under normal use. Like safety glasses, employees must pay for replacing hearing protection that is lost.
See your supervisor or safety manager for full details.
Your duties may also require gloves, sleeves, or other specific items. Gloves must be worn when handling chemicals, solvents, or other potentially hazardous liquids. Gloves and sleeves must be worn to protect from hot plastic and cuts when handling objects with sharp edges. And there may be other safety equipment required for jobs specific to your plant or area. Be sure to pick up a list of all job-specific PPE from your safety manager that may apply to you. Personal protective equipment, or PPE, is provided for your safety. It is your responsibility to see that it's worn appropriately and is properly maintained. Your safety depends upon it. Occasionally, machines must be shut down for maintenance and/or repair. When this occurs, use proper lockout, tagout procedures. Only employees who are properly trained in lockout, tagout procedures are permitted to lock out or tag out equipment, and only the employees placing the lock or tag on the equipment is allowed to remove it. Never attempt to remove a lock or tag, or to operate a machine that has been locked or tagged out. Doing so could result in a serious accident or even death. If you're an employee who must come in contact with hazardous energy, you'll be trained in proper lockout, tagout procedures as required under the Occupational Safety and Health Act.
See your supervisor or safety manager if you're unsure whether or not you require lockout, tagout training.
Besides the obvious hazards, machines at Berry Plastics present safety concerns you may not immediately think of. For example, pinch points. Moving parts could catch fingers or clothing and cause injury. You should always be aware of this fact when working around machines and equipment. Keep clear of all pinch points. There are also heat hazards. In order to mold plastics into the products we make, the plastic must be melted. Be sure to obey all signs that warn of hot surfaces in order to avoid burns. In some emergencies, the use of emergency stops will need to be employed. Familiarize yourself with the location of all emergency stops and be prepared to use them in case of emergencies. Obviously, the use of heat and hydraulic oil in our processes, along with cleaners and solvents, present fire hazards. To prevent fires, all flammable materials should be properly stored in containers and cabinets created especially for this purpose. However, should a fire occur, get help immediately. Don't try to put out a fire on your own. If trained, use a fire extinguisher to put out a small fire. If there's a large fire, pull the fire alarm, exit the building, and gather in your designated muster area. Large fires should be left to our sprinkler systems and to professional firefighters. When fire strikes, there's no time to lose. For this reason, everyone should be constantly aware that fire exits are kept clear and fire doors are not blocked. Report any blockages of exits and/or doors immediately to your supervisor. Your action could save a life if a fire ever occurs. Keeping pathways and exits clear is also important during a weather emergency. If severe weather is reported, an intercom announcement will be made or an alarm will sound, and you'll need to calmly go to a designated protection area. Look for the signs and familiarize yourself with designated severe weather protection areas on a daily basis. You never know when severe weather will strike. So be prepared ahead of time in order to maintain your safety and help others arrive at the designated areas safely. When in the designated severe weather area, crouch down and cover your head until the all-clear signal is given. If by chance the building is damaged during severe weather, you'll be evacuated to designated muster areas until it's determined whether or not conditions are safe to return to work. Keeping all pathways clear is a basic safety measure and should be a matter of habit. Simple common sense housekeeping can go a long way in ensuring your safety and the safety of others. Slips, trips, and falls are the most common accidents in any manufacturing facility and can be avoided, again, by some simple common sense safety measures. First of all, and yes, it sounds simple, but watch where you're going. Staying aware and alert for obstructions, protruding parts, forklifts, and other people is your first line of safety. Convex mirrors have been placed throughout the facility to help watch for forklifts and for people walking around corners. Generally, slipping can be avoided by watching for spill hazards and being extra careful when entering areas where lubricants are stored and/or used. Clean up any small spills of oil and resin immediately. If there's a large spill, block off the area and inform your supervisor. Maintenance will then be dispatched to see to the cleanup. Along with general awareness, here are some simple plant-wide safety rules that must be followed by all employees. Failure to do so could result in disciplinary action. Report any and all unsafe conditions to your supervisor immediately. Report any and all work-related injuries to your supervisor immediately, no matter how minor or serious they may be. All forklift operators must be certified and must follow all forklift safety procedures.
Safety rules for operating forklifts are available from your supervisor or safety manager.
Berry Plastics operates non-smoking facilities. Smoking is allowed only in designated areas. Horseplay is not permitted at any time. If your facility is equipped with fire escapes, they're only to be used in emergencies. Open-toed or sandal-type shoes are not allowed to be worn in any production or warehouse area. Machinery and equipment must be turned off before clearing jams and making adjustments. Appropriate lockout-tagout procedures must be followed when performing maintenance and/or service activities. All flammable liquids must be stored in approved safety containers. Approved safety glasses with side shields must be worn at all times while in the facility. Do not operate any equipment without the proper guards in place. Always use proper lifting techniques. If an object is too heavy to lift by hand, use a hoist, a hand dolly, forklift, or other lifting device, or have another person help you. Illegal drugs and alcohol are strictly prohibited on company property, including parking lots. You must wear approved hearing protection in all high-noise areas. Fire exits, fire doors, and firefighting equipment must be free from obstruction at all times. Running in Berry facilities is prohibited. Appropriate personal protective equipment such as protective sleeves, gloves, steel-toed shoes, etc. must be worn when exposed to work hazards. Do not stand on automation equipment or use buckets to reach higher levels. Use the proper work platform, step stool, or ladder, and never walk across wooden pallets. Pedestrians must keep to the side of the aisle when forklifts approach and remain a safe distance from forklifts at all times. Work areas must be kept orderly at all times, and trash and debris must be placed in the appropriate containers. All doors must remain secure at all times in order to prevent unauthorized entry. Willfully admitting unauthorized persons into the facility is strictly prohibited. Willfully bypassing any security or safety measure is also strictly prohibited. Again, you must follow these simple safety rules at all times or face the possibility of disciplinary action or possible termination. These are general safety rules and apply to everyone. Of course, there are certain safety concerns that apply to specific positions. Packers and operators face particular safety hazards. Lifting, for instance, is a task that requires proper technique to avoid injury. Always lift with the legs when lifting smaller packages, and never try and lift something that's too heavy. Get help or use a proper lifting device for the task. For those who operate machinery, safety guards are in place for a reason. Never operate equipment if a guard is missing or defective. Inform your supervisor so that the guard may be replaced or repaired. Some safety measures employed in Berry Plastics facilities are not really noticeable, like the use of ergonomic equipment and the design of equipment to reduce strain. Rubber mats are used to reduce stress on your feet, legs, and back. Ergonomic chairs are utilized for employees who must spend an extended period of time seated to avoid back strain. Tilted stands have been provided to reduce stress on the back and legs when stacking. And the use of proper, comfortable, high-quality footwear is encouraged. These measures, although providing comfort for the users, are also necessary for the health and safety of the employee. Some areas of Berry Plastics operations require the handling of chemicals. All chemicals should be clearly labeled and carry the diamond-shaped NFPA symbol.
This information can be obtained from the Material Safety Data Sheet, or MSDS, which are maintained at each facility.
Each color in the diamond represents a specific hazard, while the number inside the box, numbers 0 through 4, indicate the level of the hazard. 0 meaning no hazard, and 4 indicating an extreme hazard. The color red indicates a fire hazard, blue, a health hazard, yellow, a reactivity hazard, and white indicates a special hazard. Familiarize yourself with the hazard codes and be sure to wear the proper PPE associated with each of these codes.
Your supervisor or safety manager can provide you with full details on these hazards, the proper PPE for each of them, and where your material safety data sheets are located.
In order to maintain the highest level of safety, the Berry Safety Team meets at a minimum once a month to review current safety procedures, corrective actions, discuss employee recommendations, and recommend necessary training topics. As we've said, safety training is an extremely important part of the Berry culture and is required by OSHA. Your knowledge gained in our various training topics can prevent an injury to you or a coworker.
See your supervisor or safety manager if you have any questions.
If you're injured in a work-related accident which requires you to be placed on temporary restrictions, we'll accommodate your temporary restrictions if possible. Remember to report all safety hazards to your supervisor and report all accidents immediately, even if medical attention isn't necessary. At Berry Plastics, we want everyone we come in contact with to have confidence that they're entering a safe environment. By practicing the safety procedures outlined in this presentation and by making safety an everyday habit and a personal responsibility, we can be proud in knowing that we're doing our part to see that everyone who enters here goes home to their families without injuries. Let's let everyone know at Berry Plastics Corporation and its subsidiaries, it's people first, safety always.